we're just getting to know each other. A phrase we hear often and that looks good, but it can be very dangerous. There is a large difference between a couple formed by the standards of the world and one formed by godly rules. In the world, two people meet, find some familiarity, become intimate, and then decide to get married or simply to live together. The couple stays together as long as both partners feels their own needs are met. When we look at how God sees couple, the process is very different. When a man and a woman develop a mutual interest, have the same spiritual values, and have the same vision of family, they get married, like it says in Genesis 2:24 and 1 Corinthians 7 verse 9. They then begin to live together, are intimate, and seek to serve each other to make the other happy for the rest of their life. Since the end goal is different, the dating period is also different. In the world, partners practice the life of a couple to see if theirs could hold water. This is not what God asks. First, the righteous must live by faith, and this in all areas of their life. A child of God must have faith in God and believes that if they follow the precepts of God while dating, they do not need to practice their marriage. It will be a success. We do not enter the Christian life as a mature disciple. We begin as a spiritual baby, and we grow with perseverance and by studying the Word. When we finish our academical degree, we may have a professional title, but we need several years of practice to become an expert in our field. It's the same for marriage. We shouldn't wait to have a perfect relationship to commit to each other. We must commit ourselves under the eyes of God, follow Him in our union, and we will practice the life of a couple after we get married. It is wise to discover the spiritual values and family vision of the other person before getting married. But when we are Christians, we know that the ultimate goal of our investigation is marriage. We cannot be intimate with or date someone just for fun, just so that we have someone at our side, without having the idea of marriage. Unless you are eunuch, the platonic friendship between a man and a woman is not found anywhere in the Bible. Obviously, it's not a good idea to talk about the wedding on the first date. During the first date, you should have many other topics to discuss other than your life together. This is the time to see if you would be ready to serve that person and take care of them for all of your life, despite the small flaws and the little weaknesses. But if you have a biblical thought, you will see that marriage will come quickly in your conversation, and that's fine. The important point here, if you think you're not ready to get married in general, don't date anyone. If you're not ready to form a family, you're not ready to be in love with a child of God. Woman, if the man you are dating tells you, I'm not ready for marriage, ask questions. If he's saying that because he wants to continue to flirt with other girls, does he say that because he wants to maintain his social life and does not want to have to come home at night? Do not continue this relationship. This man is definitively not led by the Spirit of God but by his flesh. But if you ask and this man says that he's not ready for marriage because he wants to finish his degree or because he wants to finish paying his debt before getting married, then that's different. It's up to you to see if you're ready to wait for him. Do not try to change him or solve his problems to speed up the wedding. During this wait, his feeling could change. By the way, we're talking here to women, but the same goes for men if the woman says she's not ready to get married. In general, if the other person does not want to think about marriage, it might be wiser not to pursue a love relationship with them. You can include them in your group of friends, but keep your heart for someone who has the same goal as you. What if it's the opposite? If you think you're not ready for marriage and someone is showing interest in you, well, have a good time with God and check your heart. If you're fleeing marriage because you're hurt or insecure, well, go get emotionally healed. Do not let laziness or fear prevent you from following God's plan for your life. Now, if you do not want, you don't have the desire to marry, to start a family, do not let your suitor languish in vain. Be respectful and honest. By the way, if you're not ready to get married, should you avoid singles activity? It all depends on the activity in question. If the activity is to entertain or teach singles, like what Passion 37.4 is doing, then go for it. There is nothing wrong with being single. But if the activity aims to create relationship, restrain yourself. The same goes for Christian dating sites. If you're not ready to get married, do not sign up.